So what's the easiest way to make money online with AI as a beginner? Well, after making over $1 million at the age of 19 years old online while documenting the entire thing on this YouTube channel, I've put all of my attention towards artificial intelligence and building with AI since the age of 18, and that's when everything completely changed for me. I believe we are truly in a very tight window of time in history where people can take advantage of such an obvious trend like artificial intelligence and use it to their advantage with the right business model and make a bunch of money out of it. So today I'm going to be breaking down the 3 easiest AI businesses to start in 2026 if you're a complete beginner. And I'm going to rank each one of these based on their cost, difficulty, and their potential. And at the end of this video, I'm going to be telling you which one I would start if I was starting over from zero today. So with that being said, let's jump into it. So the first one is actually building AI apps. And before you click off this video thinking, Carson, I have no clue how to code, that completely doesn't matter. There's a tool that got released called Claude Code, and it can essentially take whatever ideas you have in your head and you can write it out into like a prompt, almost like it's like you're talking with ChatGPT, and it will write code for you and build whatever app of your desire. People call this vibe coding, where you essentially sit around, you think of an idea, and you kind of just talk back and forth with Claude Code, and it builds out whatever is on your mind. People are building things from productivity dashboards to AI SaaS apps that tracks data for them, to calorie trackers, and to even sales data trackers within their business. But the key here is you want to create an app that solves a specific problem for a specific group of people. You don't want to be too broad, because if you're too broad, you're probably competing with someone who already has an idea like that. So for example, one app you could create is creating a sales dashboard for medical clinics in the United States that needs to track their customer base and their patients' data better. That's just one example, but there's many use cases you can do of it, right? You just want to create a specific app that solves a certain problem for a specific small niche group of people. And people are selling this stuff from either subscription models like $30 a month, $50 a month, flipping it on marketplaces, or actually just using it within their own internal business like I am doing myself. And again, the best part about this is it's very beginner friendly. You don't need to know how to code to do this. You simply just need to have ideas in your head and write it out inside of Claude Code. So the barrier to entry here is pretty much zero, because like I said, if you have an idea and it actually is a good idea that people want, you build it out, you just explain that idea to Claude Code, it builds it out for you. And the best part is, if you have a good idea that resonates with a specific group of people, it's something that makes money for you over time as people subscribe to it. But here's the problem with this model. There's countless people out there that spend all day building AI apps, and 99% of them actually don't make any money. And this isn't because their product or the app they built with Claude Code was a bad idea. It just simply doesn't have the marketing engine needed to get in front of enough people for people to actually know about it. And one thing I've learned over the past few years in business is it's generally not the best product that wins, but rather the best marketed product. And that marketing is needed to distribute to enough people to actually know about it, and that's what ends up actually making money. So the cost for building AI apps is super low at about $20 a month for a regular Claude Code subscription, all the way up to $200 a month if you want more credits. The difficulty here is I'd say medium to hard. And the reason I say this is, again, it's very, very easy to go make that app or whatever idea you have. The problem is there's very few people who can actually figure out a good way to market this app to enough people to make money. Because for example, if the app you make is $50 a month, you'd have to get 100 customers to just make $5,000 a month. And generally it's a lot easier to get one person to pay you a lot of money than hundreds of people for very small amounts. And the potential on this business model is, I would say, right around medium, okay? Because if you nail the idea and you can figure out good marketing, you can build an insane product and an insane business, because softwares generally sell for a big multiple. And if you ever wanted to exit your company one day, software is the place to be. But just to be honest, most people will probably not succeed with this model because they don't know how to market it well, and they have to market it to so many people to actually see a good result. So on to business number 2, which is AI dropshipping. And this one's pretty wild because AI can pretty much facilitate the entire process of now starting an e-commerce store. The old way of dropshipping before AI was brutal because you had to find the product yourself, write all the ad copy yourself, build the store yourself, and pretty much do all the marketing and the entire legwork of the business completely yourself. And that's just to get it off the ground. But now with AI today, you can pretty much do this all in under one day. So here's how it works. You find a product that's trending maybe on TikTok Shop or somewhere online that you just see this product is going completely viral. And from what I've seen is if it's usually pretty viral or trending on TikTok, it generally also works on Facebook and Instagram. Then you use AI to validate the product, write all the ad copy, build your store, and then you can actually start selling it live. But of course, in order to sell it once you have the store down, is you actually have to make these ads. But there's a tool out there called arcads.ai, which allows you to generate video ads completely with a prompt that you can get from like ChatGPT. So all you do is go to ChatGPT, you ask it to give you a 30 to 45 second ad script talking on the product that you've chosen from TikTok Shop, and it will essentially generate a human that actually talks about the product and ideally hopefully converts on the ad that you run. And that's how you can run ads to your product on your e-commerce store completely through AI ads, while AI builds an entire store for you. And there's a tool out there called Atlas AI Store Builder, and you can look them up as well to build the entire store just with a few prompts that it gives you. And you don't ever have to pick up a camera to do this or actually have to to really do any of the legwork. And I've seen people set up stores around this that make thousands of dollars a day with this setup. The trade-off is you need some money up front to start, okay? So you need money for Shopify, you need money for these AI UGC tools like Arc Ads, and you also have to have money for ad spend. So if you have a few $1,000s, the upside for this business model is massive, but if you don't have a lot of money sitting around, then it's probably not for you. The difficulty on AI dropshipping, I'd put right around a medium, okay? Because again, it's a very scalable, proven model where people have been running e-commerce stores for years now. The problem is you have to find the winning product to actually make it big. And this is pretty much like gambling on the lottery. You hope to find some trends on TikTok Shop that hopefully work for you on your product, but if it doesn't, you have to spend thousands of dollars, keep testing new products. And that leads me to the cost, which is pretty high, right? As you have to spend, again, thousands of dollars to test each product that you want to test. And the odds are of you hitting your winning product off the bat is pretty low. So the potential on AI dropshipping, I'd put right around a medium because of the fact that it simply takes so much time to actually find that winning product for most people and the amount of money you have to put on the line to do so as well. All right, and so now on to business number 3, which is my personal favorite, which is starting an AI agency. And this is what helped me make over $1 million at the age of 19 years old. And the AI agency model is, in my opinion, the best model to start and scale in 2026, not only because it's very scalable, you don't have to have a lot of cash up front to start it, and you can make lots of money per customer that you bring on. And just to preface, this is not AI automation. This is a completely different model. You're not going to go to local business owners pitching them your NAN automation on how it's going to save them time, okay? Because let's get real, AI is probably going to take that over in the next couple of years as well. So the basic concept of what I do is I simply go to local businesses that actually are already successful, okay? Think medical spas, law firms, real estate agents, roofers, etc. These are like your local mom and pop shops that already have been successful for sometimes even decades. And you're going to go to them and help them get more customers using AI ads and also an AI voice receptionist caller. So essentially you run ads for them on Meta, so Facebook and Instagram. That's going to generate leads of interested customers for them. And then you have an AI caller that you build that sits on standby waiting for new leads that actually opt in, and it calls them up and books them live into an appointment with your client without you having to do any of the crazy work. It's one of those systems where when you set it up, it's pretty much done. The only thing that you have to do is occasionally manage the ads. And the platform I use to build these voice AI receptionists is called Retail AI, okay? You don't need to know how to code to use them. They're completely all just like prompting, where you give it a prompt that ChatGPT can give you and it builds out this agent. And funny enough, I was actually at their headquarters just a few weeks back down in San Francisco, meeting up with the co-founders. So with this model, you're not having to go after 100 different customers to pay you $50 a month for an app you built, or feel like you have to get super lucky on the lottery to pretty much hit that winning product with your e-commerce store. You're just solving a real problem that business owners have on a day-to-day basis around getting more customers, and you solve that through simple AI ad generation and then AI voice receptionist callers that converts them into live sales calls with your clients. And here's why this model is so powerful. These businesses make anywhere from $500 to $15,000 per customer they normally get through the door. Meaning if you can just get them a few extra customers per month, they would easily have no problem paying you $5,000, $10,000, even $15,000 for this service. In my agency, I charge $15,000 to $25,000 working with high-end medical clinics. So simply, you go to other local businesses that have these problems and you offer these 2 key services to them. And around these meta ads you run for them, you can just use Arc Ads or Ideogram to set them up. Arc Ads would make all the video ads for your client that could be 30 to 45 seconds long, and Ideogram is simply prompting an image ad tool that'll make you a bunch of image ads for your clients. This doesn't take more than a couple hours of work, and once you get it down, you can build a team around it to productize the entire process. And again, you only need a few clients to actually get some real money through the door. For example, 2 clients that pay you $5,000 up front, you're already at $10K a month. Now, the downside I will say compared to other business models is it generally takes 3 to 4 months to actually close that first client from what I've seen on average. And your first client could pay you anywhere from $3,000 up front to $10,000 depending on how much sales experience you have and experience you have in the industry you're going after. But that's also exactly why this model, in my opinion, is so much better, is because everyone is focused on this whole getting rich quick thing, on how you're going to make 10K a month within just your first month. And I never really see many people actually accomplish that. And this is coming from someone who initially also thought that same thing at 16 years old when I started. Not everyone is actually willing to put in the months to build a real business, but the people who do benefit from it massively. So I'd put the difficulty of the AI agency business model around easy if you put in the months of work, okay? If you put in multiple months of work and you constantly are trying to get more clients, eventually you're going to get some sales calls and you're going to close someone on your service. The cost I put anywhere from low to medium because again, it could be a few $100s a month for some softwares or up to thousands of dollars a month if you wanted to add paid ads onto your initial upfront service. So that's how you actually book your own sales appointments. But the potential I would say is extremely high, right? Because you only need 5 clients that pay you $5,000 a month to make $25,000 a month and so on. And eventually you can charge more for your service as AI gets better. So to wrap this video up, if I was starting a brand new AI business in 2026, it would be starting an AI agency where you simply go to local businesses, you run their Facebook and Instagram ads to generate leads, and you take those leads and have an AI caller receptionist call these leads up the second they opt in to book into your client's calendar, while charging anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 upfront for this service for just a 3-month long agreement. And I started all this at 16 years old with no money, no mentors, and had to figure things out the hard way. But over time went on to build a multi-7-figure a year business at just 19 years old. And if you want to shortcut this process on building your own AI agency and you don't want to waste thousands of dollars on things that quite frankly just don't work or things you'd have to learn by yourself, I have a top link in the description below for my mentorship group that I do one-on-one mentoring for people that want to start this business model if they're really interested going into the year of 2026. And I also host yearly mastermind events and a bunch of cool things inside you get access to if you join up to make sure it's 100% worthwhile and you meet a lot of cool people along the way. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and drop a like below, and also drop a comment on the business model that you plan on starting based on these three. And with all this being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.